Welcome to the smooth jazz that is Tea Time Boys with your hosts Stuart and Michael. Tonight's episode is brought to you by no one. We got no one for this? Really? What the fuck? Who's paid me? Well, fuck this shit. I'm not paying for this, dude. Bullshit. You guys are family. My parents are gonna eat for free. Oh my god. And we are recording for some strange reason. Why do I keep fucking doing this to myself? I love you.
I order Crocs the whole time. I don't even care anymore. Or give me a frisbee.
Crocs are good, man.
Yeah, they should be worn indoors exclusively, unless you're in a town like Cleveland, where you don't care about what you look like. You're recording this. This is great. This is gonna be the best one ever because both of us just can't talk. I was literally talking to myself, just going through bits in my head on the way back from getting the shirt.
Right? Okay, dude. That freaking orange top was at Blue Notes for like $5. The exact top you're wearing right now.
Well, this was a gift, so I got free.
Boom! Yeah, it means the person who gave it to you only cost $5.
Well, this is Urban Heritage. I guess, I don't know, did they
is
sell
it
that?
Urban Heritage? Where did it say it?
On the shirt, on the inside. You know what the tag is? A wooden tag?
What's Urban Heritage?
I don't know.
I've never heard of that story. I've heard of Urban Planet.
Yes.
There it is.
It's at a mall near us. Not to disclose our location. Planets!
Yeah, Planet is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one, I don't know. It's probably bought at Von Mills or... I don't think it was bought at a Giant Tiger. My aunt had a habit of doing that, I guess.
She bought you gifts from Giant Tiger? Really?
Like clothes, I guess. I think.
That's like the worst thing in place. Like, I wouldn't say that's like getting stuff at Walmart, but it's almost kind of worse than Walmart.
Yeah, just a bit. I think she used to do that. I'm not sure.
That's terrible, man. I hate... Giant Tiger is like specifically Canadian. Have you noticed that? It's like one of the most Canadian stores that no one cares about.
A buddy of mine's from Lanark County, or as they like to say, Lanark County. And there it's not a giant, it's like giant...
Tiger.
Yeah, Giant Tiger. Giant Tiger.
Giant Tiger.
Giant Tiger. And they don't say bagel there too. They say like... they say boggle. They can say boggle in Lanark County. Shout out to Lanark County.
B-O-O-G-L-E. No, that's Boogle. Boggle? How do you spell boggle? B-A-W-G-L-E? Boggle?
No, it's a bagel. It's like
no, I know what I'm just saying, like phonetically, like Tiger. I always think of T-A-Y.
B-O-G-U-L-L. I don't know.
B-O-G Boggle. Oh yeah.
Bogle. No, maybe Bogle.
That's how somebody says bagel. Bogle.
No, Boggle. That's how they say bagel there, apparently, according to the guy who's from there. I know.
My grandma, she was from a small town. They called everything a Tiger and all that stuff. And it was like a thick accent. Something about Ontario.
From #Cohill?
No, she wasn't from Cohill. Grandpa was. So Grandpa was from Cohill.
Is she from Gunter?
She's venting, so she's got Dutch in her. So you know.
Oh, I don't know where the hell do we have the Dutch settlers in Ontario?
I don't know. She's from Blackstock, I think.
Blackstock or Plackstock?
No, Blackstock.
Okay, I don't know that.
Blackstock? Why would some place be called... I mean, why would some place be called Blackstock?
There's literally a place in Ontario called Go Home.
Is there?
Yeah, it's like up in the middle of like nowhere. That's why.
Probably. Yeah, I'm going home.
Go home. They call Go Home.
Why don't you just go home?
Yeah, there's a place called Mono in like M-O-N-O. It's like they like the Greek prefix, and they just made it as the name of the town. We all know Woodstock. Woodstock is like the biggest small town, and I think
I always considered Peterborough or Hunt.
No, it's on the other side. That's east of us, and and Woodstock's west of us.
What Hunterville? Huntsville.
Maybe.
I always thought that was like a big small
I have
town.
no idea where that is.
It's okay, so I think it's like if no one can see this. It's like east of Toronto. Yeah. East of Toronto is Pembroke, and then it's like kind of like north, more west than north, kind of like north. Is it northwest or northwest?
Okay, so Pembroke relative to Toronto is like a. You saying Pembroke, like
Pembroke or whatever.
Yeah, where your girlfriend's from?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a straight up north east. Like, just go northeast all the way. And so you're saying this is more north than east than that?
It's like if you were to take a line from Toronto to Pembroke.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're going like almost kind of due west.
Yeah,
and that's
so it's more
Huntsville,
north than what? Really, I didn't know that was that far.
I think it's like 4 hours away from Toronto.
Okay, you know what place I kind of want to visit just because I met like 2 people from there, and it's.
Therefore, you officially want to visit.
Well, they say they live there, and I guess like it's not bad, but it's by the lake, and it's Stony Creek.
Isn't that?
It's right next to Hamilton, and it's probably better than Hamilton.
It's part of Hamilton now.
Well, the greater Hamilton area, or whatever.
Or whatever the
Hamilton has a greater area. I like that.
Because there's like Hamilton's like.
How big is it? 500,000 or something?
Yeah, actually, quite on the dot.
Really?
So Hamilton's.
So Vaughan is the comparable in Mississauga.
Is Vaughan not part of the GTA?
It's part of the GTA, but it has more people than freaking Hamilton.
How Canadian is this conversation?
This is the most Canadian conversation.
Drink some
we're not. If we actually like better, because we like better tea, we go for the Twinnings.
I get Timmy's in the morning.
Because it's like $1.30.
Yeah, it's like really good tea for like that sort of shit. Like
yeah,
comparatively.
Steeped.
Yeah.
Steeped. Okay.
Because like. If Timmy's does that well, but if you do something like for example, I went to this place called the Bagel Stop.
Yes.
Last week, and I hate their tea. Tea sucks.
Wait, the Bagel Stop, not the Bagel House. The Bagel.
Is it Bagel Stop? The
Bagel I don't know. House? There's so many things. Bagel House. Sorry.
There's a lot of bagels.
Yeah, no. The Bagel. What's that one? There's one in the Eaton Center.
Is it right near the TTC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Is that Bagel House? No, this
Bagel Stop? It's the same one.
Because there's this chain that I used to go to near my high school called, I think it was the Bagel House, and they had legit...
In the middle of the street?
Our house in the middle. You're the worst.
That was too bad, man.
Yeah, that was bad. That was almost as bad as Give Me the Beach Boys.
And Free My Bones.
Free Your Bones? Now you're going into like a Coldplay song. Lights will guide you home. And Ignite Your Bones.
I don't know anything about Coldplay.
I will fix you.
Coldplay is like one of those groups where it's like
they're super huge, but you just don't know them.
No, that's more like the Beatles. But I eventually learned about them.
Everyone's gonna if this gets out, so many people are gonna be like, you idiot.
Well, okay, like
Philistine. That's the word your brother described us once with Philistine.
Oh yeah, imbecile.
He called us Philistines because we were like weirded out by Harold and Maude.
You fucking clod.
What?
You ever been called a clod before?
What is that?
It's like, it's a name.
Yeah, Claude. Yeah, the French one. Yeah.
A clod is something. It's some sort of derogatory term. My friend called me that once.
Are you sure he's a friend?
Well, I think it was because like I did something stupid. Like, I think I like
you clod.
I think I like got like I somehow got the token stuck in one of the machines. And he just went through, and I'm like, yo, my token's stuck in, like, the turnstile thing. I'm like, my token's stuck. He's like, how the fuck you get your token stuck? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you fucking clod.
Okay, so back to why you don't know Coldplay or the
Beatles. So, Coldplay, like, Beatles, I eventually got. Like,
well, everyone eventually gets them sometime.
No, but, like, I kind of, like, forced myself. I'm like, okay, let's listen to the White Album. And then I listened to Best of Hits.
The one with the number ones? I bought that. I still haven't listened to it.
Number ones? Oh, the best of sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like such an idiot because I bought it. I bought Thriller too, and I haven't listened to it.
You haven't listened to Thriller before, ever?
No, I knew most of the songs because they were singles. But like, if you ask me what's track number 9 of 12, and it wasn't a single, then
but no one knows that unless like you really listen to albums. That's like 12-year-old kid obsession. Like Back in Black by AC/DC, my uncle gave me that, and I know the whole thing just like
I listened to that one. I got that one, and I put it on my iPod. I listened to that, and most of the songs there were legitimately singles too. Yeah. So it's just like, well, what are you gonna?
That's because that's what happened, right? They would re-release.
Yeah, that's when you know you're a great band. You're on the top 10 artists ever. Is that every single one is. If you're in a pinch, you're like, can we throw this one out as a single? Yeah, sure, whatever. And then you just make a ton of money off it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, AC/DC just destroyed that stuff. Actually,
I know a family, a friend, well, technically he's part of the family, but in like a really distant way, like by marriage. He prefers obviously he's like has a bunch of kids now. He's like in his like 40s or 50s, and he's like, they were only good before they got Brian Johnson with Bon Scott. So for those of you who don't know that, That's the guy who didn't do Back in Black.
The singer died choking on his own vomit, didn't he?
Bon Scott, probably. I mean, they were like to drink.
Yeah, but I thought it was like the most rock. I think they found him in like his back seat, choked on his own vomit, like with alcohol and drugs and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, that's a terrible way to die, but it's also the most rock star way to die. So it's one of those things where I'm like, you know.
So you never got into. So you got the Beatles after a while because you like made an effort.
But that was only like 2 years ago.
And what about Coldplay?
I really got into it. I mean, like
okay.
Viva La Vida, I know really well because in band they made us play it. And because I was a trumpet, I gotta play like the singing part.
Of course, you're a trumpet. Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
I guess you're like a trumpet guy.
Why do I look like a trumpet? Most people look at me and say fucking clarinet. Like that's what they look at me as. Like I'm some sort of like lesser being.
Lesser being. Actually, it takes a lot of like ability to play the clarinet because the amount of air you need to get through that and make a good sound. It's great. Like with a trumpet, most people can I think pick it up and play like a note. It doesn't have to be good or sound great. But you can get sound through it. But when you try to do it with a clarinet, you have to like really try hard. Like I played saxophone and it wasn't as hard.
Right? Alto sax?
Yeah, I played the alto, but that one you don't need a lot of air because it was one of the higher keys and it was a smaller instrument. But because it's a woodwind because of the reed, but it's made of metal. Like I don't know what it is, a brass of some sort or something. I don't know the exact composition of it, but
I think so. Yeah, it's the same stuff that trumpets and trombones are made out of.
Maybe it's slightly different.
I think it's lighter though.
Yeah, it's a different metal, but it might be alloys and all different alloys and all this stuff. I'm not going to get into my work when I'm doing that. I'm not even good at that. So
Michael, I need you to grind this sample of a saxophone.
This sample of a saxophone, but it's already shined and polished. Like, why do you need me to just do it?
I need more reeds. Grind it.
Grind a reed. That'd be super easy. Like you put it on the thing and it would just destroy itself, and I'd probably cut my finger from like the shards.
Why
of
is that
reed.
super easy then? That's terrible.
It's easy to like cut like if you're using like a grinding paper. And you want to grind down something like these things are meant to grind down like metals. If you put like wood on that thing, it'll just shred the wood like in 5 seconds.
So is it like one of those things where you can take like a log and like when you spin it really fast, it'll just go to a toothpick?
No, it's a grinding wheel, so it's like
no, I meant like if you spin you spin the wheel.
Oh, you spin, yeah. It probably would depending on how fast you set it. Depending on how fast you set it, then yeah.
You make a toothpick? That'd be awesome.
And depending what grit you have, because like you can have the like the finer the grit, the less it's gonna cut. The less deep it's gonna cut, obviously.
I like how you said like I'm not gonna get into my work,
and then you asked me to get into my work because you did this. I don't like this, and that's the saddest thing. They're like, where the hell do you work, man? If anybody actually listens to this garbage,
he works at a club and he grinds against girls all day. Hey baby, want to touch my grinding wheel?
That's even less funny because those things just disintegrate. So then I'd be killing every single person. And it would be
she starts twerking,
she'd just die, and she would die. That's it.
Yeah, but it'd be really popping at the club. Anyway,
yeah.
I was talking about
Coldplay to this.
I was talking about instruments. I couldn't play the clarinet. I was like, you know, the first day you go into a band and like
they make you try them all.
Make you try them all, and also strings, right?
I didn't have that. We didn't have that.
You didn't try strings?
There was one dude who played the double bass, and because he played bass guitar. And I think we went on a trip.
Huge though.
Yeah, well he was 6'5", so he could do it. Yeah, so he was like 6'1" when he was like 14 and 6'5" by the time he graduated. And it was kind of funny because he forgot his bow when we went to like a trip to a festival. It wasn't out of the country, but he totally forgot like the one thing aside from the massive thing. So he forgot his bow, and it was just, and I remember distinctly that our teacher was just like, the guest conductor was like, well, why doesn't he have his bow? And then he's like, I left it, and he's like, well, why didn't you? And she says to our instructor, my teacher, well, why didn't you like remind him of this? And he's like, well, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Just to dig it into the guy to be like, be responsible, buddy. You had one job aside from learning to play these pieces. You had one job just to bring your damn equipment.
Oh, dude, that sucks. Band's always been tough like that though, because I remember I took jazz band.
I did that too a bit.
It was tough because everyone had to be coordinating. If you have like even one flute player fucking up, it held everyone back. So like I was like an okay trumpeter. I dropped band because I couldn't hit higher notes, and I just like I couldn't. I tried my best, and like it could be asthma, it could me being just I can't hit it, or like I couldn't purse my lips enough. But I tried. I just
depends how high, because those things can get really freaking high.
Yeah, I couldn't get past like I could probably do like 3 octaves, but that was about it.
That's not pretty good.
Yeah, but they wanted 4 and like 5, and like in like high school they wanted like 4 or 5. Like they wanted people to be like.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Now that I'm thinking about it, like you can.
Oh, actually, what am I saying? No, I probably hit 2 octaves. 5 octaves.
What? Wait, no. You can. No, you can hit 3. I think you could have done. Well, usually it's 3. 5. Yeah, 5's not there. Maybe they hit in the 4th because you can go to the lower ledger, and then you have your clef, and then your upper ledger. So I'm guessing you couldn't hit upper ledger.
No. There's like some songs like that like just need that high note, and and you
just couldn't do it. So you would be like automatically trumpet number 2.
Well, no, because the thing was jazz band like there were no trumpet solos, so we kind of played it lower.
That's really weird.
Yeah, right.
Jazz band with trumpet solo.
So we kind of played it chill. Viva La Vida, I could play, and I remember that because it was super fun, and it was like. You know?
Okay.
So, and that was so fun to play because like, you know, everyone wants to be the singer, right? So like trumpets get to be the singer, and it was really fun. And like,
I like the background stuff, yeah, because you would take the.
When you're in middle school, that's what you want, right? You want to play especially a song that everyone knew. You want to play the part everyone knew, not the bum 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 bum.
What's wrong with that? You need that. Everyone's gonna know that.
Yeah, but in grade 7, 8, that's boring. You know, it's like when you pick up a guitar when you're like 14, 15. You don't want to go like. Ba, 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 ba. You want to go like you want to do like the crazy, you know, Dragon Force shit. That's what you want to do. It takes a lot of effort and time, but it's what you
I still want
to
be a guitar player, and I've picked one up and like learned a couple and like played a couple notes, but I really actually want to do it. I just never had the patience. Probably like one day when I'm like, that's gonna be a thing if I ever buy a cottage. It's gonna be literally the thing I'm gonna do by the lake aside from fishing.
If I just buy a cottage.
If I bought well, yeah, I don't have any money now because I'm just.
No, I just like, why is that? Like, is that a dream of yours?
No, it seems like one of those things that has to be. I just picked cottage because of a relaxing environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. I'm not gonna do this like in the middle of like a school year when I'm freaking out over tests and stuff.
Halfway through a test, you just bring out like a guitar.
Yeah. Or just like studying for stuff. I'm not gonna like that would edge me out even more because I'll be frustrated. I'll be trying to take a break because I don't understand something, and frustrated. And then I'm gonna try to play this instrument I can't play, and they get frustrated at that.
I felt like that, dude. There's like I had
that
like mood the other day because I was doing interviews, and then I had these 2 people like back to back, basically just tear me apart. I mean, like it was one of those. Okay, it wasn't an interview. It was like just meeting people, you know, networking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Older people, bullshit.
Where you try to make sure that they don't think you're a psychopath.
Yeah, but you're also like trying to make sure you're memorable, because that's the thing. It's a fine line between like becoming too memorable. You know, like
because you're a psychopath.
Yeah, there's like there's he stabbed someone in the parking lot memorable, and there's a good interview.
Like, this guy's giving people pennies. He carved on with like a special tool he bought from Canadian Tire.
So just give him a penny that says "Please hire me." There's plenty more where that came from. I just passed them. But yeah, like, so I just got destroyed. Like they're just like, dude, you didn't, like, one guy literally said, you didn't do enough research, barely answered my questions. It wasn't an interview, but it was like talking and stuff afterwards. And then I went to another one, and the same thing happened. And I'm tired. I'm kind of fucked over. I'm kind of taking it in strides. And looking back on it, it's really helpful because
when was this?
A couple of weeks ago, actually.
Okay, yeah, that makes, because you said the other day, I was like, this seems like a story from a while back, because you got a job.
And so what happened was, I then, Shayna took me out to try learning stick. And this was about 9 o'clock.
You mean our car?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't just say she took me out learning stick, and I was like, is this like, she's not teaching you the drum, she's not teaching you how to...
What? Stick is the only verb you use for that, though.
Manual?
No, I mean, like, if somebody says learning stick, you don't think, like, a dog in a park chasing a stick or, like, drums. You think a car. What other way is there saying learning stick?
It might be, maybe you learned, like, some staff martial arts.
What?
You're learning martial arts with like a long staff, which you nickname a stick.
It's still stupid though. It's called. First of all, you could probably call that kendo. It probably wouldn't be called stick.
Kendo's with like the
It's still
swords.
stick.
No, it's
Do you mean like a bow staff?
Yeah, like a bow staff.
Why would you call it learning stick? Bro, I can't hang out tonight. I'm learning stick. Oh, you're driving manual? Nah, I'm beating people up with a bow staff.
Yeah, sorry, man. It's a long day. At least it wasn't as bad as giving the freaking Beach Boys, okay? We're going back to that until, like, the next time we do this, where it's going to be officially old.
Give me the bow staff and learn manual. No. Okay.
We're learning how to drive a car. Manual.
For those who are confused by stick.
Okay, you're learning stick. How to drive stick. That's what it is. Because you said learning stick.
What?
You said
Everyone's learning stick, dude.
I'm like,
you can't... Anything that you say learning stick.
If you put drive in front of it, it would have made me clear at that point in time.
What if I said driving bow staff? Would you be confused? Yo, I'm driving bow staff today, you know? I gotta learn it. It makes cars easier.
That might be the name of your car if you're a weirdo. You might name your car Bow Staff.
What is your car bow staff?
That's what I said if you're a weirdo. Or the license plate might be Bow Staff. I don't know.
Oh, my fucking... No. Okay, so I was learning to drive manual. And it was like a really hard day, and I kept stalling because
that's kind of what happens.
Well, the thing was like when you're
not used to clutches. That's good.
The main thing that I got from that was like automatic. You kind of push down like you push down the gas pedal like a little bit, like maybe a tiny little bit. Yeah. But when you push down on manual, you have to push more. And it's not necessarily to the floor, but it's more.
Like all the time? Are you sure it's not just your car?
When you first start up. I don't know. It might be your car. I'm not sure. But you have to push, like, it's not like this, it's like, at least maybe like a quarter of the way.
Yeah. Well, that makes total sense because in order to increase your speed, you have to shift the gear. Exactly. So, therefore, you don't have, in auto, it shifts automatically. So, the gradation between, you can floor it on first gear and not go over, 40?
Exactly. So, that's what happens, right? So, I have to push it down more, which goes against my thing of first starting out. Because when I first start up, I go, I don't go. So I kept stalling it, and then I got really frustrated. And I was just I was done. So I was just sitting there. I'm like,
you don't go. First of all, you don't go fast with it. You learn how to, because it's a timing thing with your feet. Yeah, it's a timing thing with your feet, right? So you have to disengage. In order to switch gears, you have to disengage the clutch. You have to put the brake on as you disengage the clutch, and then you have to re-engage the clutch, and then you shift, and then you re-engage the clutch because you're literally taking the gears out and then putting a different set back in.
Yeah.
And so I've heard a friend of mine. He learns how to drive stick, and he likes it because
it gives more control.
Yeah, it gives you more control, and there's less of a when you do it in auto. When you want to when it's shifting gears automatically, there's a little bit of a pause. So sometimes you'll hear one low tone, and then we'll go to the higher tone. But there's that split second or 2 second pause where there's that difference. Whereas if you're good with manual, you can really go really quickly.
Well, which is cool too, and I mean, can't you do that sports mode in automatics?
Cars. Yeah. Well, sports mode is a hybrid, right? Your Solera is a hybrid. Yeah. So all you have to do is you can flip it to the side. Even some cars, they have drive 1, 2, and 3, and that's just a different gear set. But when we used to have our older models of cars,
What model?
No,
what brand? Or
it was just Civics, Honda Civics, really typical car. They would have D2, D3, but you never use them unless you're on inclines or something. Even that, you just stick to drive. Or now you find you have low gear, you have slow gear, or whatever. Maybe I think S is S slow, and what's L? L's low. I don't get it.
What the fuck are you talking? Is that on a?
Yeah, I have I think there's an S and an L on on the gear shift.
Isn't there a Sweet Life of Zack and Cody thing where she's
that's American. Who cares?
Isn't it Prindle or something like that?
Yeah, that one they had. That one was low, but
that's far reach in my memory, man. Oh my
God. And you looking back at those shows now, and you're those sucked. Those are horrid.
Mr. Mosby was always funny to me though. You ever watch that? Did you watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Oh yeah. Dude, I didn't go outside. So I have a freaking sense of humor only because of freaking television and movies. That's it, and the internet.
Well, I feel most people are like that, honestly.
Yeah, but most people I know dudes who one of my good friends, he like friggin' goes on like hiking trips in the woods, and like did tour guide trips for his like high school, begrudgingly taking rich foreign kids on what they thought was a nature walk, while this guy's like carrying people's damn bags because they wouldn't have to. You know, like this dude's a man. Like he has way more manly man status there, and he's probably and he game too, and could and is well versed in technology as well, and so he's like he has a very widespread knowledge of certain things. But if he were to talk, for example, like what we were talking about before with like Coldplay and freaking Uncle Cracker would give me the Beat Boys, not Beach Boys.
I just learned that his name was Uncle Cracker.
I knew Uncle Cracker.
Have you seen the
cover? I saw it on your phone.
Isn't that disgusting?
Well, it's just some like white redneck looking dude with a
crocodile right there.
There's a crocodile.
Yeah, there's a crocodile there. He's like pointing at the street. And kind
That's
of
really Louisiana.
And I was just like, this is the guy saying "Beat Boys, your drift away" or whatever the fuck.
Well, that's country for you. So as we're talking about like Coldplay and Uncle Cracker, this guy would have no idea who the hell they are. He didn't know who Michael Jordan was.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's not what his thing. That's not what his like hobbies like were. Right? He never really like watched that stuff. Like if all the stuff he would watch on TV would be like Top Gear, and not much else. Well, not much else, but like now he'd watch
like
a couple
here
more.
And then, like
here and there. Now his tastes are like super high class, like Men in the High Castle and friggin' Downton Abbey and The Crown. Well,
he just watches British TV shows.
Well, I don't know if Man in the High Castle is British or not.
I have no idea what that show is.
It's like a dystopian thing. We're not going to get into it. I don't even know how to describe it. Apparently, it's really good, but yeah. So he doesn't like now. He's on like more of a Netflix guy right now, but he's like a go getter in that way. And he would take courses to do different things and learn all these different skills. I was lucky enough to like go and see kind of like visit like him and his family. Cross country, and saw kind of what he did like every weekend during high school. He would go up to the cabin and stuff like that, and it's completely different from what I have. So I don't not like learning enough of like I'm studying to learn about a little bit about cars and engineering and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I know jack all compared to guys who actually know about cars.
Well, I mean, like it's different when it's like passion versus school. Like I think school, you'll pick up little things. Like I feel like there's gonna be some things that you know about cars that normal people just aren't going to, and that's gonna be like that. But you're not gonna be on the same level as like passion people.
Yeah, well,
because passion people are just like
what I did during like
pun aside, drive them.
Yeah, what I did during like you're the best and the worst. What were we talking about before besides Uncle Cracker? Forget.
We're talking about Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh yeah, no, that stuff. Yeah, that one. You watch it back now, and that sucked. Like you look at it, and it's
you want my life.
Like it's just you look and you like obviously look at these kids and you think when you're younger you're like, wow, this stuff actually ain't that half bad. And I watch garbage TV now, and I think I saw a clip either on like YouTube. I think I saw a clip or YouTube of like one episode of that show, and you're like, oh my gosh, man.
Oh no, it's not good. It's like
garbage.
It's more.
There's like I think one episode that makes me laugh, and the rest of it I was like, I'm very tolerable with bad TV, so I'll watch bad TV and try to like make myself laugh with it. But unless it's like really friggin' good, like a great stand-up comic, and it's just like, I'll watch it, but I'll tolerate it. But like I recognize now that seeing that show was kind of trash. No offense.
No, I think it's one of those things. Like just 2 points. One, you can kind of feel for parents, at least at certain ages when they like started watching that stuff. Because I watched Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, like all that family show. Like there's some shows that kind of hold up.
They're kind of good, but sometimes they cross the line. Disney. It's just like, why are you like. When you're gonna have like automatically you're gonna have people watching, like let's say the type of show is like a 14A in Canada or PG-13 in the States. You're gonna have like 9-year-olds watching it.
Yeah.
When it's like 18 plus, you're gonna have like still 9-year-olds watching it sometimes, but like 14-year-olds watching it. Like you have guys watching. I remember kids watching Family Guy in like grade 9, and like I couldn't watch it, but then I ended up watching it later and. the jokes are funny like when you're like literally 18, 19, 20, sometimes like 16 too, but when you're like a 12-year-old, you're just like, they laugh at the stupid part of it but not at the actual joke. You're like, I can't give like we laugh at, we do the giggity goo because it's funny watching a guy doing giggity, but you don't get why he's doing freaking giggity until you're like 13 or 15 or 16 or 18, and then you're like, wow, this is funny on a different level.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put that out there. I don't like Family Guy. Like, from the beginning, like, there was some funny stuff in the early seasons, and I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of people I know kind of feel the same way, but I can't get into Family Guy. I just can't. Like, it's it crosses too...
Well, I don't know
if it crosses too many lines. Like, I feel like South Park crosses more lines than it should.
I wasn't never a big South Park fan.
But I like South Park, comparatively.
A lot of people love South Park, and I could never get into it just because, like, I guess I didn't watch enough of it to get the subtext, but...
I binge watched it a couple years ago, and it was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, those guys... Sometimes those guys go, like, literally they have no shame. But the way they... I think I saw, like, a show where they ended up like, talking about how they do their writing, and they... Because I think it's weekly. They literally write everyone. They don't like write the season beforehand, like in the summer and off season, and then air it during the year while the other actors like either work on the next season or do other projects like some shows do. They write it every week, so it's literally just a crash of they'll get stuff in the news, and they'll just make the jokes that week. And the thinking of a good joke isn't easy. It usually comes either naturally in conversation. You have to think really, really hard about it. That's why stand-up comics, if you're a good stand-up comic, it's a mix of like talent in that particular area of being intelligent or just really freaking smart too.
It's also delivery, I find.
Yeah, and delivery as well. So some of these jokes, like they're just going with like base level humor, but it'll get something because it's just so outlandish. Like, they made a freaking series about a talking piece of crap. It was literally a talking piece of crap.
It's made a Christmas... What was his name? Something Christmas Poo. Fuck, he was hilarious.
I have no idea. All I remember is seeing something like this, and you're like, how the hell is this a thing?
They did a parody where it's like, everywhere the light touches, someone's pooed.
It's just ridiculous. Like, what?
It's weirdly funny. It's one of those things where I laugh, and I know I shouldn't.
Oh, like when you showed me Rick and Morty, like that?
Oh, God. That is a good show, man.
That show will make you laugh on some intelligent levels, but then, like, some of them, you showed me that episode where the Jelly Bean King was there, and I was laughing, and I didn't want to, but it was laughter, and I was like, what the hell? This is messed up. This is seriously messed up. Am I a bad person?
Rick and Morty, like... Not only has it just taken the world by storm, like, everyone fucking loves it, but, like, it's just, I think what's really good about it is it just, like, it doesn't seem to care. I think that's a big, like, there's, like, little moments, but it doesn't seem to, like, care too much about, like, I guess there's continuity, but, like...
Oh, yeah, that's...
I don't know how to describe it. It just...
It's more for the laughs rather than for the series.
It feels like it's more for the creators rather than the audience. Like, I feel like Family Guy... Its shtick is, what if Bumblebee from Transformers, like, was the only person who had, like, a penis or something like that. Like, and then they make a joke about that, and they have a cut, like that one time Bumblebee accidentally showed his penis on air. And they show that. Like, that's what it is. I mean, there's a South Park episode that literally... have you heard about the South Park episode?
Which one?
That it makes fun of Family Guy. They say that the writing is that it's just dolphins hitting balls into a thing, and it just goes like Simpsons having an orgy. Like that's all it is, and it's basically that. In some ways,
I think sometimes they get a little funny with those, but that's a lot of it. That's a lot of like Cleveland show stuff.
It's cuts. It's a lot of cuts. Is comedy. Yeah, like you said, where it cuts off to something else, like a lot of vignettes and stuff like that. Yeah, and like that can kind of work, but it's clearly tailored towards the audience. While Rick and Morty, sometimes
they do though have like jokes that are like in scene, like when I remember it was meant to be a bad joke to get a reaction from the character. So Peter says to Quagmire says something like really stupid or whatever, and Peter says, Wow, Quagmire, you belong. Something that had to do something with a tree, right? Or like acorns or something like. No, it was a tree. It had something to do with like a tree. And he goes.
He's playing his joke beautifully, by the way.
Yeah, I'm awful at this all the time. He said it has something to do with a tree, and Peter goes to Quagmire. Wow, Quagmire, you belong in a tree because you're a nut. 2 seconds of pause, and then Lois just goes like, "Wow!" Just does a whiny laugh, and he goes like, "What the hell was that?" So they have that wasn't a vignette, but that was just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I remember the one joke that like there's like been some jokes of Family Guy that just kind of like get me, like
the one I saw the other day. Somebody showed it at work, and it was the Palestinian alarm clock. Oh, it's so bad. It's so like I don't like laughing at this, but I mean I did when I was younger when I saw it because you're kind of a jerk when 12.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like this is like I know people of Palestinian descent. They're lovely people, and this is just like it's a cutscene where he talks about it's more useless than my Palestinian alarm clock, and it does the cutscene to a guy with a Palestinian alarm clock, and it says the phrase that you think every terrorist would say and blows up the roof of the house, just goes kerblooey, and you're just like, I'm laughing at it, but I don't want to.
Well, those are like kind of funny. Like there's that. Have you seen those like unexpected gifts? There's like one of my favorite is It shows from the original Toy Story, like they pick up like Buzz Lightyear picks up Woody and flying through the air. He's just like, wait, the truck's down there, and then he goes like, we're not going to the truck, and then he immediately cuts to the second plane hitting the tower of 9/11, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh no! Oh.
It was one of those things where it just
you
like
have a sick sense of humor too. That whole like
it caught me off by surprise.
No. Here's a case in point. At your old job, where the guys sent you a meme, or you guys were talking about. Sorry, you guys were talking about like a kid who got eaten by a gator.
At Disneyland, yeah.
At Disneyland, and it's okay. For those of you who don't know this guy can't explain because he's laughing his ass off. In the group really text funny. On like the network group text
it's
sort of
Microsoft link. It was
a Microsoft link for his office, and they were discussing it. And one dude wanted to make the cheeky joke because I guess he needed attention or something like that.
Well, the thing he played it off as serious. He said like, I read an article that they found out what the last words that the dad said,
and
guy. And everyone's just like, oh really? Like what was it? And he just says, "See you later, gator."
See you later, alligator. Yeah.
I lost it. I was laughing in my cubicle. My boss walks over. He's just like, "What you laughing about?" And I'm just like, nothing. Because I can't fuck. This guy's like 55,
yeah.
like just the most stoic person of all time. Like I can't be like, oh, I'm laughing about a kid who died.
Yeah. Oh well, you did that too when we were at McDonald's with our boys, and it was. And
do you want to finish it?
Yeah, I'll finish it. We're talking about tea now, but we were at McDonald's with our friends, and we were having a chat. And as is usual, I kind of get out of the conversation because I'm tired and don't want to listen to these guys crap. And so
we kind of say random shit.
And
we have to bring Chris on the show. Podcast
he would either make our ratings spike or just give us a lawsuit. That guy, like have somebody sue us ridiculously because of some crazy thing he would say. That's just mean.
Chris would be the lost episode.
So anyway, he was the first guy who actually like burst out laughing. So I ended up watching what was. They had a TV in the McDonald's, and I turned, and they had like a news feed on it, and it said something that was I found very like sad. I'm laughing about it. He's already laughing about it.
I know what this is.
So
really
it was a news story about these group of children who ended up dying in China.
I sound like a terrible person.
Yeah, you totally do, and it was just the reason he's laughing is because of how they died, and I was thinking that this is terrible. You can't like. It was actually because they ended up dying because of an incident or malfunction with a bouncy castle. So either like it wasn't tied down and then they went up in the air, or the thing just broke and they suffocated underneath or something.
No,
I don't remember.
It flew away.
Are you sure that wasn't just your imagination?
No, barely. Like it just took off.
Oh, it took off.
It was really funny.
So I guess these kids died of asphyxiation, and he's laughing his ass off. So I say, oh man, that's awful. And these guys are like, what? I'm like, 3 kids died in the bouncy castle. and all my quote unquote friends just freaking started bursting out laughing. And this guy, our buddy Chris, I'm looking at these guys disgusted, being like, this is horrible. These kids died trying to have a good time. And then they're laughing their asses off. And I look, and then our buddy Chris sometimes he doesn't know when to like lay off. So he was there and he was trying to explain himself. And he was making it worse as it was going along because the explanation was just him repeating the same thing, which was okay. Listen, like bouncy castles. They're for fun. They're for fun. And okay. I'm just like, yeah, and like they died. He's like, yeah, but okay. This scenario they were originally in was for fun. And so they he couldn't even finish it because it's just like, so they're having fun and then they died. Yeah, that's really funny.
It's really funny too because Michael.
I get why it's funny. By the way, guys, the way my delivery of it, and it's kind of funny because yes, it was fun and something really bad happened in a goofy situation. But hell.
Okay, what was really funny about it was that it was silence and it was just 3 of us and Michael's looking away and 3 of us are just chatting. But it was kind of like this level, like, hey, what's up? You know, what's up?
Yeah, because this was like what 12 o'clock at McDonald's.
And then Michael turns like, dude. 3 kids died in a bouncy castle. And then it's silence. And then all of us start looking at each other with like these smiles. And then Chris bursts out laughing. And then we all burst out laughing. And I was just like, guys, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
and of course, because you said, what's wrong with you, it made it way funnier. Oh, it was so funny. And then the other day, like, Chris was driving around, he saw a bouncy castle and took a Snapchat. It's just like, watch out, kids are gonna die in Ontario.
He freaking did that. Of course he didn't send it to me because he knew I would freak.
It was really funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, he has a little problem with boundaries. I made like a joke about my mom or something, and he ended up repeating my joke with a lot of vigor because he's a very vigorous man. He's intense in a joyous way. Like he's always
describe someone as vigorous.
I'm a weird guy. I think everybody who listens to this will eventually realize I'm a weird guy.
How vigorous you are.
He has lots of zeal to life. He's very enthusiastic.
You get all these fucking adjectives, dude.
So he said it to me, and I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't say that about somebody else's mom. Like, you can only make fun of your own family. Like, you make fun of your brother, you can make fun of your mom, your dad.
Well, somebody else does it, crosses the line.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't say anything, but, maybe I shouldn't do that, because I know, like... He'll literally go up to a guy and tell him to his face, like, as a joke, because he's trying to be cheeky. That's, like, his and his family's sense of humor, apparently. I've only heard from him. Where he'll just be like, yo, bro, your cousin? Yo, give me your number, bro. And the guy's, like, standing there, like... Nah, man, nah. And this happened to a buddy of ours. He just say that.
Wait, he like, really said that?
Yeah, he said that to a buddy of ours.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, what? Like, he loves the awkward, I guess. Or he's like, no, man, I'm just joking around, being cheeky. Like, who the hell says, like, man, yo, give me your number. I'm gonna take her out. It's like, bro.
It's one of those things, like...
You tried that, by the way, too. I ran into, at the Maddie, I ran into my cousin, and both you guys went to drop game on her.
It's your cousin?
Yeah, I ran into my cousin.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, this was at the Maddie. I think it was the last time I went there, and that was the one and only time she was there with her roommates and her next door neighbors.
How many years ago was this?
2. It was either 2 or 1. I think it was 1 year. It was 1 year. And I recognized her. She walked past me, and I recognized her only because of her, like, hairstyle. She's, like, now she has, like, very curly hair.
Okay.
And so I saw the corner of her glasses because she also wears, when she's not wearing either contact lenses or she has good enough eyesight, unlike myself, to like not wear glasses and be fine.
Running the walls. Michael, help me.
So I turn around, and so I thought it was her, so I turned around and I say her name a couple times, and then, I thought she didn't hear me, so I tried to leave, but then she calls me, and I turn, and then, we meet up, and I go and meet, like, this guy and her buddy Chris, and I was like, oh, man, it's kind of cool, I just ran into my cousin here, it was kind of cool, she was with her, like, her like, roommates and stuff, it was really funny, and as soon as they found out she was a girl, she's their age. They immediately wanted to do a challenge to drop game on her, or as these guys like to say, yo, do game. So they tried to go and find her. Douchebag. You kind of were then. At that point in time, you're like, yo, do game. I'm just like, no, you're not going to do this to my family. We're not having this.
Did we go over?
No, you tried to find her. You couldn't find her.
No, that was it.
And either way, she would have told you to piss off.
How do I not remember that? There's just so many memories like that I have, like, where it's just like...
Alcohol? I don't know.
I wasn't that drunk, was I?
No, maybe you got drunk. No, you weren't. No. I'm just saying, like, maybe another time you got...
You have way better memory than I do.
Well, no, I remember insignificant things. That's why I'm weird as well.
You had a Chinese restaurant. Or the fact that in that story you said, I called her, and then I called her again, and then she didn't turn around, then I turned around, and then she called me. Like, what does that have to do with the story?
Yeah, no, I remember really weird things. Like, really very specific. Like, I can remember the name of, like, a classmate I had in grade school because she was kind of unique. But I won't remember, like, somebody else, like, running the mill. I won't remember what I had for breakfast like 2 days ago.
What did you have for breakfast 2 days ago?
Probably a muffin. But I don't know. What day was it? Wait, Friday? It might have been a muffin. I don't know. My mom might have made me eggs. I'm not sure which day it is.
I'm not a huge muffin man. Mostly because of the milk thing, but like, I'm just not a huge muffin man, you know? Muffin man. That's a song, right?
I don't know. It might be. Sounds like a children's it sounds like a horror story. Like,
yeah, I was about to say, here, Muffin Man, here comes the Muffin Man.
No, do you remember?
There's a guy with, like, muffins, like, stuffed in his eyes, and he's got, like, an axe.
For sure. That's reminding me here. I don't know what our original point was, but this is tangent number like 17 of this.
We were talking about Coldplay.
Yeah, we were talking about Coldplay before that.
What did we start off this conversation with?
I don't know. We're really awful at this. Okay, but speaking of the Muffin Man thing, do you remember that thing where, like, of children's stories, it was like Iron Man. You know, here comes Iron Man. But people would adapt it to, like, here comes the ice cream man running over fat kids in his van. Yeah, so that's...
When you hear his bell, all the little fat kids run like hell.
Yeah, that's it. We were awful as youth. We're horrible. Was that in Vancouver or was that in here?
No, that was here. It was definitely here. My dad loved it and thought it was the funniest thing in the world. He still sings it to this day.
Yeah, your dad loves going over the edge of some humor. Like...
He loves what?
Your dad likes really edgy stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
Like over the edge kind of
Chris
stuff.
Chris a terrorist all the time. Every time he sees him, he's got some sort of a beard.
Chris, you look like a terrorist.
Yeah, first thing he says, like, Chris, I haven't seen you in years. You look like a terrorist. How's ISIS doing? Like, what okay, Dad?
Oh, my dad's cheap. My dad's more cheeky. My dad is like your dad's a lot of. I think I have more of your dad's humor than my humor sometimes. Because sometimes I literally said to a buddy of mine, it's so insensitive. Just because when I don't care, I'm too comfortable with people, I get really blunt. So I literally said to my buddy once because I think he has a cyst on his eye or something, but he's trying to get checked out and. This particular day, it might have been swollen or something like that. I don't know how this thing works.
How does this pertain to the story again?
Oh, because I literally told him to his face. I was like, "Yeah, man, you look kind of messed up with that." Because he was like, "I'm gonna go get like checked out." And I was like, "Yeah, no, you don't look great with that." And my buddy was like, "Dude, you don't say that to a guy." And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, who gives a shit? I mean, there's like. I think there's, like, not niceness, but there's, like, kind of, like, refreshing. It's refreshing to get that kind of honesty sometimes. Like, not
for me. I'm a jerk.
Wow. Wow, Ed. No, I mean, like, sort of like, it's kind of like, you know, like you don't look fat in that dress kind of conundrum sort of thing.
Oh yeah, you don't look fat today.
Like there's some questions that like, you know, some people are just gonna lob out to you to make them feel better. It's just like, I look good, don't I? Like, do I look good today? Sort of thing. And it's like, when it's that sort of thing, you're like, okay, you're asking me to say, honest, or yes, you look good. All right? But if
ladies and gentlemen, this is because he's lived with women.
You live with mom?
Yeah, but the stuff she asked me, my dad and I are kind of jerks in the sense. So I'm just like, yeah, it looks fun to me, whatever. Like between this and that one, like I'll say if there's obvious, I'll tell her no, like that one's better. But she's like every time we go, it's like, do I look okay? Like, yeah, you look fine. What the hell? If there's literally like a 95% chance you're gonna look totally cool, and the only reason she's worried about it is because she thinks somebody else in the family might say something, and it's like, who cares? You're gonna see him for like 4, 5, 6 hours. We don't even do that anymore. Like nobody. Like when I was was like 5, you'd go out and you have like you'd be at somebody else's place for like 8 hours, and now it's just like you're there for 3. It doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't.
Is that like an older thing? Like I've gotten that too. Like I used to go over to Michael Clark's like all the time, and then we'd be there like maybe for like you said 8 hours, like
a whole day. A full day.
You get there maybe at 10, leave at like 8, 9, right? Like it'd be like.
Oh yeah, that's because you get older and you work, and other people do.
But it's not just that. Like I remember like. Even when I was like 16, 17, you know, still in high school, like we just stay like for a shorter amount of time. Like I feel like it's almost like a parent thing, you know? Like it's just something like the parents
probably because he didn't want to take the kids away from playing, probably.
I guess so, yeah.
So yeah, you live with women and you're like, well, you know, do I look good in this? It's like, no girl's ever going to come up to me and ask me, hey, do I look good in this? Unless she's drunk. I mean, that might happen.
Yeah, but she does that and she's interested in you.
No, it's just because she's drunk.
No, there's some, like, drunk doesn't mean that you do something, like, completely not yourself. If they find you attractive, they might go up and be like, do I look good in this? Because they want you to look at them.
Oh, I thought it would just be, like, a random person in the nearest vicinity. I just happen to be there. That could
be a case.
A thing, yeah. Like,
or they could be, like, a super blunt person and be like, yo, do I look good in this shit? Like, just turn around and do that.
Sometimes I say that to some people. Like, the guy I was talking about before, he thinks I'm, like, the super popular dude at uni. And I'm friendly with a lot of people in my program, and even like even in the faculty, but not in my particular stream, and even because of friends of our guy Chris and like other people I meet, I guess, or high school friends and their friends or whatever, that compared to him sometimes, because he's very selective with friends.
Chris.
Yeah, my other friend Chris.
Oh, okay.
Rather than me, where I'm generally like chill to most people, and so like it's easy for me to make small talk with a lot of other people, but not have like a deep relationship with them, and he's probably more likely to have a deep relationship with fewer people. Anyways, it's just like I'll do that to like them, so he always thinks that I'll just do that to random people. To him, they're random people. To me, they're just, I guess, people I know. And I think occasionally I've asked a random person, like, you know, with a lovely Canadian politeness, excuse me, sir, excuse me, miss, would you mind telling me what this and that is? Yeah. Where somebody else where he would just, like, figure it out or just look it up on the phone.
See, like, with that sort of stuff, when I was younger, maybe, like, 14, 15,
so nervous.
To about that age.
I'm so timid.
It's so nervous. Like, when you see someone...
I still
like,
do that.
Yeah, if you're at, like, the Bay or like, I don't know, the Bay or Tommy Hilfiger...
Hudson's Bay now, everybody.
Is it Hudson's Bay now? It's
not the Bay? It's Hudson's Bay.
What the fuck ever. The Bay.
The Bay. Bay. No, sorry, I had to put the baby in there. Sorry.
No, stop. It's our baby of the week.
Oh.
So, like, when it comes to that sort of stuff, when I was young, when I see someone working, like, they're probably, like, our age now, right? So they don't give a fuck. They're just, like, you know, like, maybe, like, they'll say, like, how are you today? And, like, if they say,
I kind of like that from the staff.
No, but it's like, how are you today? Can I help you with anything? And then if you say no, then they're like, okay. And they just kind of back off for a bit, unless they're working commission, right? But as a kid, I was like, no, I can't, like, I'm bothering them. What if I fuck up?
Yeah, I still literally say that.
And then one day I was just like,
bothering people.
I was like, fuck, I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just, like, I don't even, I mean, like, there's probably a process in me where I got confidence, all that shit.
Well, yeah,
one of that stuff, like, it was just, right? Like, not only are they designed to do that, like, or not designed.
Their job.
Their job to do that. It's also, like, people on the street. Like, they're fairly well receptive. If I just see a random person on the street, and I don't 100% know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And they kind of know the area. I'll be like, excuse me, like, I'm just trying to find this building. Can you help me?
Yeah.
And, like, I've gotten a little bit more attached to Google Maps just because it's, like,
you're really easy and quick and easy. Yeah.
And I have, like, a good amount of data and all that shit. But, like, I have no problem, like, talking to someone like that.
I actually go out of my way sometimes to help people that look lost, and I'll give them directions.
See, those are the kind of people that people love, you know?
Aren't I such a great person?
Yeah, you're the person who, like,
I'm
they came to Canada. It's like,
freaking great.
Small Italian guy came up to me and said...
Well, so I'm talking to some Czech or Russian guy.
Yes.
How does he know my ethnicity? You think I'd sell it to everybody?
Because
why'd you do that? Why is that even in this? Why people are gonna... If this goes out...
But they're gonna look for some small Italians.
No, it's just like now they're gonna characterize me as a personality type if they know about Italians. We have a personality type.
He's
like
3'2", has a very thick Italian accent.
Oh yeah.
You know Mario? He's that.
I'm that guy.
Have you seen Super Mario Odyssey? Do you know what that is?
I know it's a 3D one. It's a newer one. Is that the newest one coming out?
Yeah, it's a new one coming for the Switch.
Looks not bad. I'm not an avid gamer whatsoever.
No, I'm just saying in the trailer.
It looked alright.
And it's for New Donk City, so you're like
New Donk.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a fun, awesome.
First of all, it's called New Donk City.
New Donk City.
This is meant for stoners.
I love that play that game, man. But in New Donk City, there's like people, like actual just kind of people, and Mario's like probably like 4 foot nothing, and he's
in the game.
Yeah, in the game. So he's Mario, and there's people who maybe like, let's say 5 foot. Let's say for argument's sake 5'9". Average,
okay,
right?
yeah, that's average for man.
Mario's like small and fat. Like he's just got a big old head, and like it's really weird to see Mario against real people.
It's like in the Simpsons.
Like if you bring Sonic to life.
It's like in the Simpsons where they have like actual Simpsons depictions of real people, and then you look at everybody in that town, and they're just like. Their features are ridiculously like expanded, and everybody's just like bigger. Yeah, but when they did like, have you seen the Jimmy Kimmel thing? There was a segment where Jimmy Kimmel went into The Simpsons, and he actually kind of looks like if Jimmy Kimmel went into The Simpsons.
Does it? Let me look it up.
But him standing next to Homer, he's like, I don't know, about Homer's height. But Homer, like his eyes are way bigger. His mouth region is bigger. His nose.
Because it was made to be a cartoon.
Yeah, he's made to be a cartoon, and it's just whenever you have like cameos like that from like real people or like their versions of them in,
it looks weird, right?
Yeah, it looks super weird because his eyes are 4 times the size, and Kimmel, he actually kind of has like bigger eyes for like normal humans.
Yeah,
but you look at everybody else, it's just like, yeah, this guy's a normal looking head, and these guys, their head is perfectly round at the top.
It's just it's
really
off.
It's weird.
It's off. Yeah, I totally get that. That's why I don't like. I don't really like those certain episodes. Some of them kind of work.
Where they make people up, and then they make people up in the thing, and then they get real people to do their voice.
Yeah, like that's always fun. Like Pat Oswald's in a lot of.
Patton Oswalt?
Yeah, he's in a lot of that stuff. He's also in Mystery Science Theater. You know that?
Yes, I did. Mystery. Is it 3000?
Yeah. I
don't know what the heck that. What is that? Is that just like you learn about science for children?
No, not even close. It's
What's it called? Mystery Science Theater.
You know, Let's Plays.
Yeah.
It's that, but with movies, like really old, shitty movies, like from the 60s, 50s, 60s.
Oh wait, so you're telling me that they just like watch movies and talk about it?
And they talk over it, yeah. Like they talk over like if there's like a break in like dialogue or something, they'll just make like a crack little joke, you know? It's just,
that's pretty funny.
So it's like call to Houston, and they'll just be like, Houston, I really gotta poop, please help, please. Like it's just like little things, and it's like 30 years old. It's been going on for a long time. So
they stopped.
If anything, I
thought they stopped it and they rebooted it.
They did reboot it, and now they're doing like live shows and all that stuff, and like it's definitely what started or helped start the Let's Play industry, at least now. At least that's what I like to think of it, because it's just like
it's gonna be that kind of humor. Like there's that culture of if you like video games, I feel like you like a certain kind of comedy. If you like video games, I think you're more versed in comedy, and
I think that's too generic. I mean, you can like movies and have all sorts of different.
No, you like movies as well, but I find like a lot where if you have guys like it's kind of okay. So any guy like on Nerdist, right? If you're on Nerdist, you have the head guy is Chris Hardwick, and
how the hell do you know that?
How don't you know Chris Hardwick?
No idea.
You'd know him if you see him. So Chris Hardwick, comedian and founder of Nerdist, which is like this, well, you guys can look it up. It's basically his quote-unquote nerd empire, where they have YouTube channels and their own website, and they host segments.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, that dude. Jessica, her like Chobot, as she says, where it's freaking Chabot. Everyone knows a Chabot.
Chobot's better, man. She was like...
It doesn't sound nice. It sounds gross.
She headed IGN for years, and then she just disappeared. And
and so what happened? So what happened is a lot of people who are on like Attack of the Show and all these things, they got onto, they work with him or feature on his creation.
Shittier Ryan
Seacrest. Well, that's great. He's actually he's funny too. He's a comedian.
He's probably funnier than
he's a comedian, but he's also a science fiction guy. And another comedians I've seen him on Just for Laughs, as well as his colleague Jonah Ray. And these guys, they have a certain kind of comedy, you could say, and that's I see it with him. He has a very certain level of. He has like that. You can tell like his kind of comedy is typical of a lot of YouTubers, and sometimes his internet humor I think is garbage. Just because I'll just say something in a stupid voice or try to sing it, and automatically, like, people who are really into the internet just love it. Just like, I'm gonna say something like an 80s rock star, and that's a joke. That's a joke for people, and they love it. When it could be anything. It's just like, I got myself a teacup. Ow, it hurts.
It's so true, dude. Fucking Big Bang Theory has a lot of that where like it's not
more clever than just some guy talking like this.
No, but like they have stuff like I watched this one episode and they said something like, and now we're gonna do Star Wars versus Star Trek in the ultimate showdown, and then they went ha 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 ha, and I was like, they just stated stuff. Like, there are jokes in there, yeah, but like there's some.
Sometimes it's kind of lazy.
But then like that's like I feel like some of their jokes are just like, let's just say I like Mario, or like something like really easy nerd joke. Like, man, Mario should really get off those mushrooms, which every 5-year-old in 1985 fucking thought of. Like, no fucking shit. Like,
I didn't even think of it because making that joke would have been bad.
It's bad. It's one of those things. It's like saying like, man, Princess Peach should really stop getting kidnapped. It's like, congratulations, they've been doing Mario for how fucking long, and Princess Peach in every game, like, no fucking shit. It's
sometimes like sometimes there's that kind of, but these guys they're my point is that they're averse in a little bit of that nerd culture, but they also like are into comedy, and some of them are also in the movies quite well. Like, they're averse in like these things, and even if you're in athletics, right? Or like, not if you're into athletics. For anybody, if you're British, that means track and field, so we're not going to talk about that. If you like sports, then they'd probably be averse in...
You can say athletics. Everyone knows what that word means.
Yeah, okay, so if you're... but if you're athletic, right, you'll have these guys that are, like, athletic on the side and do a little bit of, like, I don't know, MMA or, like, pro wrestling. And I find with more pro wrestler guys, you have guys like Kenny Omega and Xavier Woods, also known as Austin Creed, who has his channel Up, Down, Down.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and so these guys, they're super fit. They're literally, their job is to be literally the word performance athlete, because they perform with athletic ability as they are pro wrestlers.
You remember when they came out like all dressed up in the Super Saiyan armor, or not the Super Saiyan?
I think I did. I think I do a little bit.
I think it's just the Saiyan armor, isn't it?
Yeah, they have a little bit of that too. But awesome. They don't take, and they're funny, and they're like, they know movies, they know music, and they're pro wrestlers, and one guy has a gaming channel, and the other guy gets invited to like Tekken tournaments and stuff like that.
It's so cool.
And they're both, and so I think there's that kind of relationship between those kind of like nerdy guys. And the reason I'm saying this is Patton Oswalt, he's been known to say that he's like kind of a self-professed nerd. He'll say it all the time, and he won't be a guy like making an obviously like nerdy like podcast, but he'll say like nerdy things. I don't know if he's talking about, whatever. He's a film buff, but he also likes other things that are, I guess, quote unquote nerdy.
There's like oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I hate myself right now. I don't want to say who it is because you'll make fun of me that I don't know it.
Just give me a hint.
No, what's his name?
Is he nerdy?
Yeah, he is nerdy.
Like, on what level? Like, what is he known for? Seth Rogen?
Fast and the Furious guy. Why can't I remember his name?
Which kind of Fast and Furious guy? Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel. Fuck, I kept thinking, like, Diesel.
Yeah. Vin Diesel.
Okay, so Vin Diesel is, like, he is, like, a nerd. Like,
really?
Yeah, he has, like, a
I knew he loves karaoke, but...
No, he's got, like, I think he's got a D&D character. Yeah. He, like, the Last Witch Hunter? He basically... I
think I saw that movie. We saw that movie together?
No, I saw it with Tommy.
Last Witch Hunter.
Yeah, it's where he's got like a sword and he's just killing all sorts. Like, that is clearly like, I like fantasy, so I'm gonna do this thing.
And he did Riddick too. He did all the Riddick stuff.
Yeah, he did all the Riddick stuff. Like, he is a nerd, and it's fucking hilarious because he looks like he's huge.
But he also does Xander Cage, like Triple X, and he did Triple X.
Triple X is insane though. Like, that is the thing that like 12-year-old boys in their basement would think of.
He's the biggest macho man, but he's also, if you hear a lot of interviews, he's just the kindest guy, and he's just like, I love this. He talked about BBC Live Lounge. For anybody who doesn't know BBC Live Lounge, it's basically a studio in the BBC, like larger studios. It's a music studio where artists go in and they do their own set.
Come out.
And they do their own set, and then they also do a lot of cover songs. So he was like, I love this part where you can have karaoke. And he'll do freaking karaoke. I mean, this guy played Groot. I mean, come on.
I love
He'll do anything. Like, he freaking says, like, he did all the voices for Groot in every single language of the main languages. So, je suis Groot. Soy Groot.
Watashi wa Groot-san. Watashi wa Groot desu.
That's Japanese because I can't speak it, but
not really. Like I know little things because of like anime shit. But
what's
we're almost done basically, so we're gonna do it.
Oh, do the question?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a rebuttal for your sand thing. Sand is good because it puts out fires that can't be put out by water. Done. That's it. No more. We're moving forward.
Still sucks. It just sucks balls. Why would you want to kill fire?
Because what if it's on you and you burn and die?
When I put sand on it, I'd rather die. I'd rather burn to death. I'd look sand straight in the face and I'd say, "You're never fucking helping me, you piece of shit." And then I'd die with sand in between my toes because that's all it's good for.
So he'd rather die than interact with sand people. Tell them. Not sand people like Star Wars, but you get it.
I fucking love that. Oh god, it's one of my favorite lines. It's like, have you heard the Yoda laugh?
Yeah. That's a really good... Your Star Wars impressions are actually pretty on point.
Okay. We need something... Okay, I'm just going to think of one.
Garbage.
If you were a dog breed, what dog breed would you be and why?
What a dog would I be or what would I like to be?
Both.
I don't know. What I would be was probably a dog that's
Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. Wait, how big are those guys? No, those are
that big,
yeah, no, I was gonna say like I'd be like some dog that's like smaller than he acts, but he act a little bit like bigger. I'd be some like yelpy kind of, I don't know, like Jack some Russell? Kind of maybe, I don't know, like I have no clue. There's so many dogs that probably fit that description. It's too freaking generic.
What, small angry dog?
Yeah, but not like Chihuahua, but a little bit bigger. Like I'm a short dude, but I'm not monumentally short.
You'd be like a Shih Tzu or something like that.
Probably a little bit. I was thinking like a Yorkshire Terrier or.
Sorry, that makes me laugh. I can totally see you as a Yorkshire Terrier.
I mean my aunt and uncle they have a Morkie, a Maltese Yorkie, and he's like cool now, but he used to be like really freaking squirrely.
Yeah, so that'd be you.
But he's not that big of a dog. But he's not the smallest one.
When people see you, they're like, "Look at that squirrely man."
Or actually, I could be like a tiny lab, very tiny lab.
The fuck's a tiny lab?
I don't know, like a Labrador, but like just a smaller one. Like if it's like a mix of that with something else, like a mutt, like that.
I don't think tiny labs exist. Unless you're like making chemicals or something.
Making chemicals, that's what you just make chemicals and automatically that changes dogs.
Give me the
No, but what I want to be, if I were a dog, some of my favorite dogs are obviously like labs and huskies and malamutes and things like that.
Yeah.
Next door, I grew up with a golden retriever. I just really like huskies and stuff like that. I always make this joke when I'm with like friends and family, and I just happen to be wearing this combo of, let's say I got a green t-shirt.
And I got husky ears and a husky...
No. I got a green t-shirt on, and then there's like, and I got brown khakis, and my hair is a little bit long, and if I grew a chin beard, I'd look like a shorter version of Shaggy. Like Matthew Lillard, but short. So that's what I always say, for Halloween one year, I want to get like, you can't get a Great Dane, like Scooby-Doo's a made-up dog, because it looks like a Great Dane with a really long tail, but if you get like a smaller dog...
I don't think anyone cares about the tail for Scooby-Doo. It's really just the color.
I think it's a little bit of both, but whatever.
No one gives a shit about the tail.
Well, you know, but okay. So if you
go to a brown Great Dane and be like, that tail's not long enough. Doesn't even look like Scooby-Doo. At that point, you're a douchebag.
Okay, so aside from him calling me that, I was
Scooby-Doo's calling me.
No, let me finish. This is great. If I get a smaller dog, like a chocolate lab, and I could walk, and I dress as Shaggy, I'd be short Shaggy with small Scooby, and it'd be a great Halloween thing. I would love to do that. I want to do that, but I have to get a dog. I have to get a freaking dog that's a chocolate lab, and that would work.
Okay, there you go.
And then hopefully, when like crapple next, I can pick that up. So like it would suck.
I love how I asked you like, what kind of dog breed do you want? You're like, I want to be Shaggy one year.
Because I like chocolate labs and golden labs and all these labs that aren't gonna like hurt me. That'd be great.
That's fine.
And you, what would you be? What would you friggin' be?
If I was a dog, I mean, honestly, I'd probably be. I mean, I used to be like a Jack Russell because I was super tiny and I was like kind of like annoying and loud and shit. But I feel like I've kind of chilled out.
I like that.
So I kind of be like.
You're still loud, and sometimes you can be a little.
Yeah, I'm like a little like.
Weird.
Bipolar and that sort of
bipolar. But, okay, everybody. So
I'm trying to think. The dog I'd love to be a spaniel. Because when I
forget what they look like.
They're kind of like, they have that like splotted kind of cow thing where it's like white and black.
Okay.
And they're like long hair, floppy ears. I can just show you.
Yeah, just show me here.
I'm just gonna show you a picture.
You think I'd be a beagle? You think I'd be a beagle? You think I'd be kind of a beagle guy?
I think I'd be a beagle.
You would? What would Chris be?
It'd probably be some like show dog or some shit.
You mean the tiny ones? I think it would be like a bigger, like a big enough dog, but not a massive dog.
I feel like it'd be a Roddy or some shit. Like
oh, German Shepherd. German Shepherd's up there too, everybody. We love German Shepherds. Everybody loves German Shepherds.
Like, look how fucking cute they are.
Yeah, that guy's cool. I like those guys.
Like
Spaniel? Yeah.
Spaniels are like, looking at Google Images, Spaniels are like the cutest things. Like a field spaniel. Not like a smaller one, but just like, because when I was younger...
Corgis are pretty friggin' cool.
Corgis are adorable. But
nobody hates Corgis.
Spaniels are just really, really cute. Like, there's something about them. They're just like, I don't know. I love them. So I would love to be a spaniel because I'd also love to own one.
Yeah, that's me too with these other dogs, but, you know.
And then I'd probably be like a basset hound.
Basset hound? The basset hound.
You know, like the dogs that always look sad, like really, really fucking sad all the time. Bloodhound.
Bloodhound.
You never heard of that?
No, I've heard of a bloodhound, but I just don't know what they look like. I've heard of all these ones, but I just don't know what they look like.
You are gonna know exactly what this guy looks like. He's this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the super fluffy.
Okay. Yeah. These guys are cool.
I'll be a basset hound. That's what I'll do. I'll just be a basset hound. Oh, they're so freaking cute.
So this guy wants a dog. I kind of want a dog. Except that one right there. That guy looks like he's gonna kill somebody. There's a Google image of this psychotic-looking dog with his teeth kind of out, and his eyes are super wide, and his tongue's half out of his mouth, and he's just like, looks like he just took some really bad.
That's the saddest dog. We're just looking at dogs.
Drugs right there. Yeah.
Podcast. We're just looking at dogs. Fuck, man. If I was a dog, I'd go bow wow, and then some person would be like, who the fuck let you in? And I'd be like, whoop, 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 whoop.
That's if they let him out.
I always have to end it on a song. Whoop, who let the stew out? Whoop, 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 whoop. You know that song's about, like, ugly bitches, right? I mean, bitches is in, like, the rapper term, not, like, the derogatory misogynistic, even though it is used in a derogatory misogynistic way.
So you mean the same thing?
Yeah, but I'm using it in rapper context.
So rapper context is you're saying, like, it means the same thing, but because rappers do it, it's different.
No, it's
reggae.
That's what they call it. You know, they just say bitches a lot.
But they actually mean women, not the dogs. In this case, on both. It's not like double entendre.
I don't think they say bitches in that song.
I don't understand half what they're saying because it's like a thick accent.
You know, it has a really shit thing. You know that licky. A licky boom boom down.
Oh yeah.
That guy's white. You know
no, he's from Toronto. Yeah, he's Irish.
He's from Toronto and he's Irish.
Yeah. Oh, that was Snow. He's like do you know what that song is?
Informa.
You know, that me snow me. I go blam. I don't know.
Boom boom down.
Yeah, Detective Man said, "Daddy me snow me stab someone down the lane." Yeah, he's an Irish dude talking about how he thought he got stabbed. Sorry, how the cops thought he stabbed somebody, and that him and his family were like got put in a jail getting questioned for that, and that was his song, and that's it. That was his only famous song, except for maybe one more. That's it.
I can't name any.
Snow, Informer.
Is that it? Is his name Snow?
Yeah, I have that song on my iPod. That's like 11-year-old LimeWire me right there. Everything. Like
yeah, I never used what was it called?
LimeWire.
Napster. I use LimeWire all the time, dude.
Yeah, Napster. No, we're not. We don't deal with Napster. Okay. Now that was tangent number 47.
Aren't we supposed to end this thing?
Yeah. And then you decided to sing more songs.
Informa. That's what I lick my boobies now.
What the hell is this?